What's going on, YouTube? I'm back, and today I just wanted to show you guys some of this new gameplay I got on the new Soldier 76. Now, if you don't know, they changed some things about him. They changed his bullet spread, which has now been completely removed, and they have made it so his magazine is actually larger now. I believe it went from 25 bullets up to a nice 30. I'm not so sure how I feel about the magazine size. It doesn't really feel to make that big of a difference to me, considering one important thing about all these changes that I feel have been largely overlooked, and that is how they reduced his damage. I feel like a lot of players, when they heard about the Soldier 76 changes, they kind of got this image in their mind of just like this laser beam type hero that is just going to rip anything in front of it, and he's going to be like a scalpel, a very precise instrument of deleting kids and melting kids, frying kids, whatever you want to use to describe when you completely beam someone, I think a lot of people overlooked the damage nerf, reducing his damage from 20 down to 19. I feel like it's actually a huge deal that this has happened. If you guys remember early, like I'm talking a long time ago, there was a time when Soldier's damage got increased by 1 damage up to 20. Now that was a long time ago, and if you remember, after that change happened, people played Soldier 76 for a bit, and people thought that he might become like really good, or maybe at least viable, and that was very short-lived. If you remember, it's been a very, very long time since Soldier 76 has actually been a good hero to play in a competitive match. Now, I think at lower ranks, you could probably make the argument that he's always been at least viable, but up at the higher ranks, he's kind of been like a throw pick. I know because I force him all the time, and I even forced him like when he was at his worst, back when he still had bullet spread, and he only did 19 damage per bullet. Now, why I bring up the old Soldier 76, because he did get a buff. I remember because his pick rate was so low, and he got a 1 damage increase, and people got excited for Soldier, and they stopped playing Soldier soon after. I thought Soldier was underrated at this point, but he was still sort of a meme pick, if you will. And I bring that up because it got reduced again, right? Keep this in mind. Soldier did 19 damage, right? And he was a throw pick at GM at least. And then they buffed it up to 20, and it did not make him a hero that you saw commonly. It did not make him a hero that people were confident to have on their team. In fact, when people saw Soldier, people always sort of like in a tongue-in-cheek way got excited about it. This is after his damage went from 19 to 20, and he still was not able to reach this threshold where he was a serious hero. Where if you were seriously taking the game, he would help you get the win. This is going from 19 to 20. The reason I'm putting so much emphasis on that is because that did not make him viable. And now they have reduced it from 20 back down to 19. The original 20 did not make this hero viable. And I think everybody is forgetting that. People think that this magazine change, 5 extra bullets, is going to make him in some ways like a really strong pick. It might make him a viable pick. It might make a very small improvement. But I think that the damage reduction on him, it completely killed all my enthusiasm or excitement for this change. You can see it right here in this duel, actually. Look at how weak this damage is. And I know I missed some shots there, but still, it's that extra damage for Soldier, I feel, made him at least viable in my hands, and probably every other top 500 hit scan. I feel like he was underrated before this update, and now I feel like he's just different. He might still be underrated, but now he's just underrated and he's different. I feel like this change is more of a lateral step than a forward one, or even a backward one. I feel like his power level is still around the same. And do not underestimate that 1 damage. It is almost everything in combination with a helix on a squishy across the map. That is usually the difference with Soldier 76 between killing someone or not killing someone. How many times do you play a sustained type hero like Soldier, even like a Tracer, who I would consider sustained damage? Winston, once again, sustained damage. How many times, when you're having a good day on Overwatch, you get the kill before he gets around the corner, right? And when you're having a bad day, the guy you're shooting at gets around the corner, and then you hate sustained damage, right? And then you want that nice burst damage. Soldier is now more so tilted towards sustained damage. And I know it's only a 1 point increment that they adjusted, but like I said before, even with the 1 point increment at 20, he did not become a serious pick. And I know this won't apply to everybody listening, but if you're like, I would say like 3,800, even 4K, top 500, if you're a Soldier player, did you ever really feel like you missing shots because of your recoil was why Soldier sucked? I've never felt like that once. If I'm playing and I'm having a good day, I felt like I hit almost every single bullet with this hero. The magazine size, yes, that was an issue sometimes. And I was excited when they increased the size of it. But now they've reduced the damage. So it's like, okay, you made his magazine bigger, but then you reduced his damage. I don't know how I'm supposed to get excited about that. That doesn't really make sense to me. I understand that we're all excited to play Soldier 76 again. I love playing Soldier. I had a positive win rate on him before this change, actually. And I was playing him today. I played him for probably 6 or 7 matches. I played for 3 hours. I played him whenever I could. And I even played him in games where I switched off and my teammate would pick Soldier. And then we would start winning. And the other team would have a Soldier and we would just start rolling them. We had an attack on Noombani. If you guys were watching the stream today, the enemy team had a Soldier and we had a Soldier. And we switched off of our Soldier and they stayed. And we pushed the cart the entire map in overtime. And they had a Soldier and we didn't. So at the very least, I can say with almost certainty that we are not entering a Soldier 76 golden era where he is going to share the same throne as a once Doomfist when he was at the top, or even like a Mei when she was at the top, Tracer, Widowmaker, Hanzo, all these DPS heroes that they get their moment at the top. And Soldiers had that before, although that was in like early Overwatch. We are not entering that type of stage with Soldier 76. I can guarantee you it's the case, because not one time when I was losing today did anybody on the team say, can anyone here play Soldier? Or, in those situations where they're running the meta and you're not, and there's always that person that says, can we get this meta hero instead? I just don't think this is working. Soldier 76 in this current form does not have that effect. He does not have the effect where when you're losing, you start looking at your cards and you want to play a Soldier 76 in order to save the situation. He does not have that power level. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's the same as he was before, but he is nowhere near the top of the hierarchy of DPS. And that was probably predictable. And I feel like the excitement overall for this change was definitely way too high. Definitely. I think that a lot of people, like I said before at the start, underestimated the value of that 1 damage. At least at like GM, I would say, because GM is all about like catching someone out of position immediately and punching it. Shooting someone with 30 bullets as opposed to 25 when the bullets are doing less damage now is not necessarily how you catch someone out of position and punish them. The person essentially has to stand there and take all of your shots. So I think against tanks, this version of Soldier 76 is slightly better, just because you're able to just like all headshots all on a Winston or a Roadhog. But me, and I'm sure a lot of players that have good aim can say the same thing, I had no issues headshotting or just deleting a Winston or a Roadhog on Soldier 76 before. If I played against a Winston that was like 300 SR below me, I felt like I could one clip him. If he dove on me and I was on the old Soldier 76 with 20 damage, I felt confidently that I could just walk into his bubble and track all headshots and kill him almost immediately. And the same thing against like a Roadhog, for example. If he goes up to you and you're hitting all headshots and then you hit him with a little juke and he misses his hook, he immediately starts retreating because you're hitting all headshots. I mean, the hitboxes in Overwatch are not that big, really. Like, I know we meme about the game all the time, and I think it is a serious competitive game, but make no mistake, the hitboxes in this game, relative to any other FPS game, are huge. It is not very hard to headshot a Winston, a Diva, an Orisa, The only thing that is hard to shoot in this game is the squishies. And this version of Soldier 76 with the recoil, I feel like he does slightly struggle against squishies, not only because of the recoil, but because of the damage reduction. The amount of exposure or how much a tracer is going to expose herself against you as Soldier are very, very small windows. The same thing goes for a Pharah or a Genji or a Doomfist or even a sniper that's peeking around a corner. They're going to give you a very small window to shoot them. Recoil is not going to assist you in killing you. It's actually in killing them. It's actually going to hurt your chances of killing them because you want to be very, very precise. But this new recoil does not allow you to be precise. So I feel like this is actually very bad for Soldier in duels, but not close range. In close range, he's probably better. But at long range duels against squishies, I think this version of Soldier 76 is definitely worse. Against a player that's going to give you such a small window of opportunity to kill them, sustained damage at 19 per bullet as opposed to 20 per bullet is always going to be a disadvantage when you're trying to punish someone very quickly and capitalize on a very small opportunity. You want more damage. You don't want less damage. The magazine size is really only going to benefit you if the person's standing in front of you, just getting constantly beamed. And this is only after 1 day of playing him, but this is my thoughts on it. So you can agree or disagree. The book is still open. I don't know exactly how I feel, but I feel like this was a step to the side and not forward.